Piet Botha, great to have you again on our Perfectly Placed platform. We're going to chat about your runners for Tuesday at Hollywood Bets Kenilworth. You start in race number 2 at over 1,000 meters. You got number 9 Approach Shot, the ride of Corne Orpha. Very consistent individual.
Yeah, he's a horse that's obviously got a few issues, and I know he's probably wanting a little bit further in trip, but because of his issues, I'm too scared to go a little bit further just yet. Corne has been saying that he thinks he's ready to go a 14, and I've dropped him down to 1,000. So the reason why I've done that is I've given him a little bit of a break from his last run, and he's freshened up a lot. And you know, because of the way he runs and the problems that he's got, I just thought now wasn't the right time to go further. I think he's very well at the moment, better than what he was last time. He is not wintering well, this horse, and so I've just got to go very slow with him and easy with him and nurse him through winter, and then we'll have a nice go again in summertime or springtime. So this is not going to be easy for him. I don't think we can beat a horse like Maneki Neku. But you know, if he had to pop up, I wouldn't be surprised. So he's very well, and I think he's got to be included in your bets. And that just obviously he would prefer a little bit further.
Fantastic. Race number 4 over 1,600 meters. You've got 2 runners. Let's start with number 2, Braden Bay. Devon Ashby gets the ride for you, steps up in trip, but will probably need to improve. Yeah,
he does need to improve. So his first run for us, we put him in the 1,400, and he was completely lost and never part of the race at all. And I had to go back down to the straight. I don't know why I didn't start there in the first place. But we went back down the straight, and he showed a lot more pace in that, and then just needed that run and weakened out a little bit. But he is a horse that's looking for further. So now we've put him up in the mile, and hoping to see a bit of improvement. I don't think that he's quite at his best yet. So I can't say that we're going to expect him to do anything that he's not shown on paper already. But ideally for us, we just need to see that there is improvement there, and there's something to work with going forward.
You're backed up in the same race with number 10, Sansa Star, the ride of Keenan Stain. Filly takes on the boys, but she's very consistent.
Yeah, ultra consistent filly. She's got issues as well, and so she's had a bit of a break, and this is her first run after a break. I think she is probably just going to need this run a little bit, and not easy for a girl like her to take on the boys. Even though we are getting the sex allowance in this race, it's still not easy for her. But I do feel that she has surprised us before when we brought her back from a bit of a rest, and I'm hoping that she can do the same thing again. It's not going to be easy. She's drawn wide, and it's a tough race. I think there were 2 horses in there of Snaith Groove Jet and some other horse that are looking for this type of distance and probably further, and they're going to be very hard. But if we can fill in the back end of quartets, I'll be very happy with that.
Let's go to race number 5 over 1,600 meters. You got number 5, Just Var. Louis Mkotwa gets the ride. He steps up in trip. I know that he's been quickly backed up, but he's a lovely looking horse.
Very nice horse. When you look at him, he's a beautiful looking horse, and his last few runs for us, he was a little bit hot and above himself, and a little bit difficult. So we without doing too much at home, we just try to get him into races and try and get him to just calm down and do things nicely. And I think he's been going the right way. So this run, I think this is the right type of race for him. This is what he's been wanting, and I think he's got to be a decent runner in this type of field. I think he's very well at the moment. He's looking good. He's a horse you've got to include in your bets.
Race number 8 over 1,100 meters. You've got 2 runners. Let's start with number 3, Shifting Path. Louis Mkotwa gets the ride. He's in great form, and you were telling me off air probably a bit short last time.
Yeah, I think the 1,000 meters last time was just too quick for him, and there was a horse in the race that ended up winning the race. Was over that trip was just going to be too strong for him. I thought that maybe we could pull it off, but running second to that horse, it just means that the form was genuine, and I'm very happy with that. He returned very well from that run, so he's in a good space, and ideally a 1,200 would have been nice for him, but in these conditions, 1,100, I think he's going to be better suited this time than last time.
And then you backed up with number 8, Question of Faith, the ride of Keenan Stain. He'll probably need to improve.
So Question of Faith has just run. He came back well from that run, so he's running again. But ideally, we need to see some improvement with that horse, and don't want to waste owners' times with the horse that's maybe going to struggle. So, his last run was his second run after rest, and there's obviously excuses and all that for it. So he's running here, and we're hoping to see some improvement so that we can advise the owners to continue with him. And if he runs a similar type of race again, then obviously I'll have to think about it and maybe move on with him. So we're going to hope that he shows the improvement. In work, he's been working much better and that, so there's no reason why on work he can't run a fair race in this type of field. So quite hopeful, but I'm not expecting him to be in the first 5.
Fair to say that your best on the day, Shifting Path?
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. I think Shifting Path stands out above everything else on the day, yeah.
Piet, as always, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.